2nd of November, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Mishbur or Haggah?
The Haggah. Let's do the Haggah.
Haggah. The Alpha Pishu, we turn the Hedjit. Even though a Hedjit would be allowed to use these candles, you don't like them in basic Knesses. Mumar Oved Kochavim, Shanasan, Shava Oner Lebesa Knesses. A Mumar or Avodas Kochavim who gives candles or wax, basic wax or candles to Lebesa Knesses. It's Asur La'adliku. It's usher to light those candles. Ayin, B'Yordea, Simon, Kuflan Lates, Ration and Dalit.
Right. These, right. Those are explained in detail in those places. Okay.
Okay. Yud Aleph in the Mishnah Berurah.
Actually, Mem Gimel. Mem Gimel is the simon in the Mishnah Berurah. Mem Gimel.
Right. Okay. Shenasna Megayim Lavodas Kachavim. Perish Lebeis Avodas Kachavim. They were given to Beis Kachavim to light. The Kiben Shamshan V'Chulu Klomer. The Az Mutarim Lehedya. There's that they are mutter for Hedya to use. U'Kmoshe Kasav the Haggah, as the Haggah writes, the Nispato Mehem Shem Goy Akum Al Yedei Kibuyim.
That's they apparently they extinguished them. They were extinguished.
I feel Hafi Asur Boa Bishum the Mias. It's Asur to use them in basic Knesses because of Mias. I'm getting the feeling that what's going on here. You have for example, as the Mishnah was describing here, Mayor, we're in Siman Kuf Nun Daled. We're in the Mishnah Berurah. We just started the Mishnah Berurah in Sif Katan Mem Daled. We're talking here about the Mechaber is talking about that you have candles of wax that were donated to a tiflet, to a place of avodah zarah, right? And right. And the let's say the shamash, the one who was in the attending to the tifla, he put them out, right? And then they were and then after they were put out, right, they were given or sold to a Jew. So those candles that remain, right, that were put out, those are also for us to light in a base Knesset. Okay.
Okay.
I'll give you a little bit background on what's going on here. Since these candles were used, they were donated and apparently started to be used in a makam of avodah zarah. So that means they're not avodah zarah themselves, right? These are what we call tashmishi de avodah zarah. Just like we have tashmishi de kedusha, you can have tashmishi of tuma of avodah zarah as well. These are candles that were put down in, let's say, they light these candles in front of a Buddha, okay? And they don't worship. No one worships the candles. No one's stupid enough to worship a candle. Or maybe they are, but in this case not. But they're worshiping the Buddha, and their form of worship is that they put candles there and they light the candles. Okay, now, so if the candles are put out, right, that shows that they are nullifying the use of those candles for the avodah zarah, because if you don't put out a candle, you light the candle and let the candle burn down. That's the way you're supposed to do it. That's how you are supposed to serve this false god, right? So, but if you put it out, that's a indication that the intention that these candles should be used for serving these false gods is now nullified. Okay, so let's just go back again, if you don't mind, Elias Tzvi, and take a look at the Mishnah Berurah. I think this will help understand what's going on here. Look again in Sif Katan Mem Dalet again. Actually, Eliezer Tzvi, do you mind if you pass it off? You read the first year. You can read again now if you don't mind, but maybe Rav Meir or Lou would like to read. Whatever I'm at your service. Whatever you want to do.
I'll pass it on.
Okay, Rav Meir or Rav Lou, who would like to pick up from the Mishnah Berurah and then Sivkat Mem Daled?
Okay, so Mem Daled.
So Kivon Shimshon, they like the Shamish of this Avodah Zorah, he had put them out. Okay, he had put out these candles
Okay.
to serve the Avodah Zorah.
Okay, so it says, let's see, it says, Kolomar, the Az Mutarin Lehedyot. Okay.
So since the sextant of the Avodah Zorah had put the candles out, that now makes it permissible for a hedyot for meaning not to use it in the Beit Knesset, but if you would want to buy those candles from the Galach, or you want to buy them, or he gives them as a gift, so you could use them for your own personal mundane activities.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Let's see. Kamosha Katav Behaga'ah. Oh, that was the last part of the Mishnah there.
In the Ramah.
The Ramah, it says you could use it for ordinary use.
Right.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Shenit Bashel Mehem.
Shenizbatel.
Oh, Shenit. Oh, Batel. Mehem. Shem Noi Akum.
Al-Yidei Kivyonim.
Okay, so they just use them for decorations or something?
Right, that they were put down as Noi. Why are they lighting these candles in front of their little Buddha? Right, because they want to glorify, honor their false god, right? Their pagan god. They want to honor their pagan god by putting candles and lighting candles all around it, right? So when he puts them out, right, that now by putting them out, that signifies that their usage as a glorification of their false god has come to an end, and now they kind of revert to a status of being neutral, and you could use them for mundane purposes.
Oh, okay. But it says, okay, afilu hache asurim legavoha mishum demais.
Demois.
Demois.
Right.
Okay.
That nevertheless, afilu hachi, nevertheless, even though they're now no longer considered noi, they're no longer considered glorification objects for Avodah Zorah. Nevertheless, it's usher lekavoy. Gavoy means for religious for our religious purposes, right? You can't use them to light, put them in like the candles in the Beit Knesset. Because it's despicable. It's despicable that you should use candles in our Beit Knesset for sanctification purposes when they've been used previously for Avodah Zorah. Now let's say maybe you could use them, put them in the hallway. Could you put them in the bathroom? All right, like even in the shul. Let's say the shul has a hallway. You want to put them in the shul in a hallway. That it would depend if the hallway is ever used to daven there, maybe not. But if it's maybe there's a coat room, there's a bathroom. Maybe the shul could use them for the coat room or the bathroom, perhaps. But personally, individual definitely can use them for his own purposes because it's not considered moist, not considered despicable for his own personal use. I'm not sure. I don't know. But let's say a person wants to learn by these. He wants to learn by these candles, right? Apparently, it would still be permissible. Apparently, right?
Okay. Let's see. V'huadin shava hanotef me norotehem the asur.
And the same law would apply to any shava, any wax that's dripped from them. Meaning, we live, Baruch Hashem, Chasdei Shamayim, we live in a very wealthy epoch in human history, but you have to realize that everything was in previous generations, everything was used and valuable. So even the wax which would drip from candles, they would reuse. They would gather it up and melt it down, and they would use it again they could make new candles from previously used wax, right? So Mr. Bruce is saying even the wax which drips from these candles would be forbidden to use for our purposes in the Beit Knesset.
Uh-huh. The im lo hudlaku adayim me'olam u'makratam shemat shan liYisrael.
Right. That let's say the let's say the had never been used yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they've never been used yet. So then,
okay, so then it's let's see. Oh, muta af legavoha. It is permissible.
Right. So if they had never been used and they were sold or given the sexton to a Jew, it'll be mutter even for the gavorim to use in the Beit Knesset. Why?
Lochal Elihu Shem Noi Akum Meolam.
Right. That there was never Chal Alai was never resting upon it a name, a halakhic designation of Noi Akum, of meaning a beautification of Avodah Zorah. It was never. So let's say the Mayor, let's say the Pope would come to you and offer you a box of candles, right? A box of candles, and you say to the Pope, where did you get these from? He said, I got them in the supermarket in Rome as I was getting on the plane to visit you. So if it's a brand new box of candles from Rome, so you could use them. You could even use them for Shabbos candles. You could use them for. See, that's another question. What about Shabbos candle? We see that the din is, the halacha is, in terms of using for the Beit Knesset, right? But what about? Oh, that's the next. That's the next Mr. Berura. I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun. Mem hey.
Oh.
What about Shabbos candles and Hanukkah? We're Shloshim Yom Lefnei Chag. We're 30 days before Hanukkah. What's today's date? Today's date is Shmona Yud Ches. Yeah. So no, we're not 30 days before Hanukkah yet. We're getting close though. It's getting close to Hanukkah.
Yeah, we have a way to go. 4 or 5 weeks, it looks like.
Yeah, we have a good month and a month, 5 weeks, about 5 weeks, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty close.
Well, you're right. You're right. Okay. So
Mem
in the shul. Okay, who adin lechol hadlaka shel mitzvah.
There you go.
So it's not that you're not able to use them, right? Let's see.
Right. He said wouldn't, because again it's moist, it's despicable because it had been once used to glorify false gods, deities, pagan gods.
Okay. Kigon hadlakat haner de Shabbat. Oh, da Chanukah. Oh, lilmod lifneihem. Or you can't even learn in Torah in front of them.
Oh, that was my question, right? That the question you can't learn by them.
Wow.
Even that's even a private individual, and also for Shabbos, a private individual. Hanukkah, also a private individual, right? That's because that's what was considered gavoya. Gavoya, meaning the expression that the Mishna Berura used previously was it's mias to gavoya. That's and therefore gavoya is any religious purpose that you may have, even it may be a private individual religious purpose, but that's mias that these were used previously to glorify the false gods of the non-Jews.
Okay. V'hu hadin l'chol milei de mitzvah. Okay, so I guess this applies to all mitzvot.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Ein osim davar shenaseh la'akum.
Right. Oh, so that's a general rule, meaning you don't anything that has been used in the context of a avodah zarah, right? You should not use for any type of a mitzvah,
Mhm.
right? So you know, whatever you want to imagine, that could be very well not. There's a interesting question that comes up. The poskim speak about this here in Eretz Israel. That many Israelis don't know the significance of the flashing lights that you have on these things, and the tinsel, right? And so people marketed it. It was at one point it was marketed here in Eretz Israel for sukkahs, right? For sukkahs that to to people thought it was a very nice year. They have these nice little flashing lights and tinsel, to put in in the sukkah, right? And they didn't have any experience with coming from America. You know very well what all that stuff is all about, right?
Right, right,
So the question was, meaning obviously, if you're getting it from someone who actually used it, they put it on their trees and such like that, right? So obviously that's definitely way out. But if you want to buy it from the store, and then the store is getting it from China, the Chinaman could care less what you're using it for. He's producing these things. I mean, he could even say on the box. It could even say on the box Xmas. It could say what it's used for exactly. But the Chinaman doesn't care what you use it for, right?
right.
So the question is, we usually say Hazmana Lav Milsi, meaning Hazmana, meaning designating something, is not usually going to give it a status of being either sanctified or defiled. For example, common example is, let's say you have you want to buy for yourself or for a bar mitzvah boy, you want to buy him a tefillin zekel, a
Mhm.
felt bag, and even says tefillin on it, right? It says tefillin. And you
Right,
know what? In China, they'll make they made 200,000 of these bags, all different colors, all kinds of, right? No, does the fact that it says tefillin on it make it sanctified for the use of tefillin? No. Even if you would buy it for the use of tefillin, right? That itself, that's what's hasmana. Simply designating it for the use of tefillin is not enough to bring it to the status of being sanctified, that you can't use it for anything else other than tefillin. But if you put in the tefillin even one time, and therefore it becomes sanctified for the exclusive use of tefillin. You can't put anything else in. It would be a big question whether you could even put your mirror in the tefillin bag for use of the tefillin. And certainly couldn't put any money in it, or you want to put a kippah in there or something like that. Some people, they have a special kippah that they wear during davening, and they put on a kippah that they wear for the rest of the day. And they put it in the tefillin zekel when they're putting on the tefillin, all kinds of things like that. So therefore, it's advisable, if you're going to do such a thing like that, you should put something mundane in the tefillin bag before you put in the tefillin. Meaning, throw a pen in there, or put the mirror in before you ever put in the tefillin, and therefore the bag's already been used, designated for mundane purposes, as well as this purpose of using the tefillin as well. And then you could put the mirror in there. You could even put your credit cards in there. You can put anything else you want in there, because it's now considered to be mundane and not exclusively designated for the use of tefillin, which is sanctified. And
ah,
likewise for defiling, for tumah as well, the opposite way, going down. That if something like these lights, even though they may say X on it, right?
mhm,
Um, but they never were used for it. So therefore, they may not be exactly problematic. Um,
mhm.
but they speak about the post keeps spoken, because at one point I remember we came into the yeshiva sukkah, and there was a bunch of Israeli bakrim that had decorated the sukkah, and they had no concept of what these lights were all about, but they thought it was a great idea. So you walked into the sukkah, and it was flashing flashing all these things. So it was interesting discussions took place after that. So that's what we're talking about here. Any type of a mitzvah, something which has been used previously for the use of avodah zarah, it should not be used for any type of a mitzvah. Okay.
Now
Okay.
you're saying avodah zarah, but you mentioned a tree. What if it was used by Muslims? What if there were candles used by Muslims? Since that's not avodah zarah, what would the halacha be there?
It depends. I don't know. So first of all, the fact that it's not so clear in the posting as to whether or not they're not avodah zarah or not. There's a discussion in I think the Rambam paskins that it's not avodah zarah, but there are some poskim that are concerned about it. It could be avodah zarah. So, yeah, you have to ask a question. Like it's true, you have to ask the question whether it's considered in our time whether it's considered avodah zarah or not. So that's something for the poskim to decide. Yeah.
Well, let's say you find out it's not avodah zarah. So then is it mutter to use it for anything?
Yeah, I mean, if the only problem is the only thing is it's moist, it's despicable. Why is it despicable? Because here you're taking something which was used to serve false gods, and you want to use that now for your service to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Havdil, Elif Havdalas. So it's just that's despicable, right? So there's nothing wrong with you if you want to buy a tefillin bag from a Chinaman. There's nothing despicable about buying a tefillin bag from a Chinaman. It doesn't say you have to buy a tefillin bag from a Yid, from Jew, right? It's only the defilement that takes place through its use for avodah zarah which makes it despicable.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's apply it a little bit. Let's say it was used for something which was an avera. Let's say it was used in a I don't know, some in Las Vegas for some what had to do with Arias, right? Let's say something that it was used for a light show. You want to get lights from a light show that was used, that they use these lights for a light show in Las Vegas. Whether don't go into details, but you can imagine, but you could, right? So would that apply equally? Is it equally despicable? We know there's a din of esnan zona, right? And esnan zona, that's a din deraisa. That is zona, right? A woman who makes her money in these ways, anything that she gets in terms of her wages, she can't use those things to bring as a korban in the base of mikdash, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you see that the Torah is very makpi, that her income, meaning she'll have to bring her korbanos from things that she gets through not using those monies that she got for her illicit parnasa. So you see that the Torah is makbid about that. So would that equally apply in this case? So like I say, let's say you have a you're the president of a shul, or you're the rabbi of a shul, and one day the custodian of the shul comes in. He said he just got a great deal. They online. He said in Las Vegas, they're closing down Las Vegas. They have to all do tshuva, and Mashiach is on his way, so they're all doing tshuva, and they're selling all their light shows, all their stage props, and everything like this. So he just got himself a whole thing for our Beit Knesset. We have speaker systems now. We have all kinds of different things, lights, whatever, and it was all used for these illicit types of activities that take place down there. Would that equally be applicable? I don't know. That would be a question. Does it apply to anything that's non kosher, or is it simply because of the strictness that will apply to avodah zarah? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So that's something to think about. Maybe as we go through the Mr. Brewers, we'll see more, and maybe we could pick up some indications whether yes, whether or not. I'm not sure. At this point, I don't know.
Okay, well, it looks like we'll have to pick up tomorrow. Looks like it's 11:30.
Yeah, Yom Rishon. Okay, so
We're going to get into an interesting part about if the building was used.
oh, that's right. Let's say you want to move your shul into a movie theater, and let's say it was an X-rated movie theater, exclusively X-rated. Could you move your shul into a takeout? Could you buy that and use that as your shul? Don't know. Or a
Good
night
question.
or a nightclub, like a nightclub, it's got a nice stage and everything like that. It'll make a nice pulpit. You can put your Aaron Kodesh right there where the band used to play, and who knows what else they were doing there.
Yep,
Okay, all right. Well, think about it. So let's make a note. We're in the middle here of Mem Hey, correct?
correct.
Okay, we're in the middle of Mem Hey. So what we'll do, we'll just review Yud Aleph, and we'll start with Mem Hey when we pick up the review on Yom Rishon Mitzvah.
Okay, very good.
Fine. Thank you all, and I hope to see you. Let's see, 9:30 tomorrow's Erev Shabbos. I guess 9:30. Anyone wants to join us? A little thing on Chumash if you have time and energy and interest. And if not, we'll see you all on Yom Rishon Mitzvah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
If I don't see you, have a good Shabbos, Rabbi.
Thank you. You too. Good to
Thank
see you.
you.
Thanks a lot for
Okay.
everything. So
Be
bye
well.
bye. Shalom bye.
Okay, bye-bye.